Hello, Keith. So I'm back. I'm sorry I got the pages mixed up. So this is actually, the page that I was working on the second video was actually page 8. No wonder your teacher was showing you some equations you haven't learned yet. So anyway, I'm gonna be mark your pages. So this is page number 5. All right, so here we are still doing what type of strategy was it called? Let me see. Okay, so zero product property of real numbers. So we're still doing the zero product property. All right, so what we do, okay, so let me get a sheet of paper here. All right, so we have t squared plus 8t plus 16 equals 0. So I'm gonna make this simpler for you, Keith, okay? So, because there's so many methods that you can use. So the first one is, you know, like the extracting the square root, you only use that if there's nothing here. So if this would have been just this and this, you can extract the square root by putting this on the other side. Although in that case, you would have an imaginary answer, which wouldn't work either. All right, so that is if this was negative 16. But anyway, that's a different topic. All right, so here, since it has a middle term, we're gonna try figuring out first the factors of 16 that will make 8. So I can do 1 times 16. I can also do 2 times 8. I can also do 4 times 4. So in this case, it would be this. All right, so what happens here would be, since this is positive, so we keep both positive. So t plus 4, and then t plus 4 is equal to 0. And then since these are the same, then there's only one solution here. So t plus 4 equals 0 minus 4. So t is negative 4, and that's only one solution. So if you use negative 4 and plug it into the equation, that will make this true, and that's the only number that can do that. So the answer here would be t equals negative 4. All right, then the next one would be x squared minus 14 equals 5x. So you would have to have all the terms on the left side of the equation. So minus 5x. So then it becomes x squared. Hey, Dad, can you bring me more computer paper, please? There you go. And now we're going to determine, see, I have a middle term. So now I'm going to determine now. What are the factors of 14? That when added can give me 5. So I have 14 and 1, 2 and 7, and that's it. So I can use this one. So now in this case, I would have to do subtract, right? So which one should be negative here? So I can do negative 7 because this is a negative 5. So now I can do negative 7 plus 2, that would give me negative 5. So these are your factors. So your factors would be x plus 2 and then x minus 7. All right, very easy. All right, so that means you have two solutions here. The x plus 2 equals 0. So your two solutions are x is equal to negative 2. And then the x minus 7. So you have two numbers that can make this equation true. The x equals negative 2 and x equals 7. So let me transfer that here. I can't answer you, Dad. I'm using the phone. So don't attempt to call me. Can you bring me computer paper? Ba? Can you bring me computer paper, please? All right, the next one would be this. h squared plus 6h equals 16. Thank you. So now you would have to transfer this 16 over here by subtracting 16. So h squared plus 6h minus 16 equals 0. All right, so now what you have would be, what are the factors? Okay, I have a middle term, so I'm going to try finding out the factors of 16. 1 and 16, 2 and 8. So this alone would give me 6. So I want this to be a positive 6. So then I'm going to make this positive. I'm going to make that negative. So your factors are h minus 2 and h plus 8 equals 0. And then you would do the solution, Keith. I'm just going to make this shortcut. So the solutions are h equals 2 and h is negative 8. So that would be our answer here. Okay, then the next one, the fourth one would be x squared minus 10x plus 25 equals 0. All right, so now what are the factors of 25? 1 and 25, 5 and 5. This would give me 10. But since this is a negative 10, I will make both of them negative. So when I add them, it would be negative 10. So my two factors would be x minus 5. X minus 5 equals 0. Now again, they're the same. So there's only one solution. So x equals 5 is the solution. All right. So now let's take a look at your exercise number 2. So your exercise number 2, it says the quadratic equations given describes the area of the shaded region of each figure. Use the equation to find for the length and width of the figure. All right, so you were given that your equation is x minus 2. It's supposed to be s, but I'll make it x. Doesn't matter. All right, so you see x minus 2, so they subtracted 2 here, okay? Because it's x minus 2. All right, so what we do is, hold on, equals 153. All right, so what we're gonna do here is, we have to equate this to 0 all the time, Keith. So now you will have, I don't think that equation should be over there for your method, but okay. So let's solve this first. X times x is x squared plus 6x. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Minus 12 equals 153. All right, so let's combine like terms first. So x squared plus 4x minus 12 equals 153. All right, now we're gonna make this 0 over here. So minus 153, minus 153. X squared plus 4x minus 5 minus 165 equals 0. Now, in this case, this is another equation wherein we cannot use that strategy we just learned. That's why I was saying I don't think your teacher should have placed this over here. Maybe they should wait after we introduce another method. Same thing with this one over here. So anyway, we'll get back to that. We're gonna use another strategy. We're gonna learn another strategy. Okay, so let's summarize real quick, Keith. If there is no middle term, such as x squared minus 16 equals 0, extract square root. That's what you're gonna use. If there is a middle term, such as x squared plus, let's say, 4x plus 4 equals 0. There is that middle term. You're gonna do the 0 property. Okay? Okay? So now we're gonna learn another strategy, which also works if there's something here. Okay, so if there's a middle term and it doesn't work by just looking at the factors of 4, then we have to use another strategy, which, let me see, how did your teacher call it? All right, this is the next strategy we're doing right now. Completing the square. So now, how do you do the completing the square? So now we are in completing the square. I'm gonna go straight to your problem here to do the summary. All right, so your problem, I numbered your pages, kay. Parang di ko maglibog. 5. Okay, so we're gonna go to page 6 here. All right, so I'm gonna go straight to your assignment. So it says, I can't see Keith, x squared. All right, I'm not gonna use s because it will look like 5 when I write it. So I'm gonna change the s into x. X squared plus 4x minus 21 equals 0. So we're using completing the square method. So what we do here is the constant over here has to be moved over here. So I'm gonna do, that's the first step. Okay, first step, let's move the constant. So now it's x squared plus 4x is equal to 21. Now, the second step, Keith, is you look at your b. What is half of 4? 2. Then you square the 2. 2 squared is 4, is what you're gonna add. So let me get another color pen so you can see what's being added. All right, what is half of 4? 2. 2 times 2, 4. So that's what you're gonna add. Again, whatever, this is step 2. Okay? Now, whatever you do on one side has to be done on the other side because it's an equation. All right, so now you end up with x squared plus 4x plus 4 is equal to 25. Now, what we're gonna do is so what we're gonna do is we are gonna treat this as its own. Okay, so we are gonna do x. Remember how we turned this into 0? So now it becomes x squared plus 4x plus 4. Let's make that equal to 0 first, but it's really equal to 25. Okay, so that's why I'm gonna switch color here. So now what happens here is, remember, we look at the 4 as our determining factor on what should be the factors of your equation. So we have 4, the factors of 4 are 1 and 4, and also 2 and 2. So then when you add, that will give you 4. So this method, the 0 property, would work. So then it becomes x plus 2, x plus 2. All right? So then, look, they are the same, Keith. So what happens here is now when we go to step 3, you can just write it as x plus 2 squared, because there are 2 of them, is equal to, what was that? Equal to 25. All right? And then you could just extract the square root now. Okay? So now when you extract the square root, you have plus and minus. So then you end up with an x plus 2 is equal to plus and minus 5. Then don't forget that you're going to solve the equation. So now we have x plus 2 equals positive 5. So one solution is 3. The next one is x plus 2 equals negative 5. So you have two solutions for number 3 for this one. So the solutions are x equals 3 and x equals negative 7. Okay? Now let's move on to number 2. So you have t squared plus 10x plus 9 equals 0. Alright? So now we transfer this first over here. So minus 9 t squared plus, 10t. 10t is equal to 9. Alright, so now what we're going to do is, alright, it's right here, t squared plus 10t is equal to 9. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the half of this. So step 1, okay, what is half of 10? 5. You square it, is 25. So it becomes t squared plus 10t plus 25 equals 9 plus 25. Okay? That's step 2. Now let's simplify this. T squared plus 10t plus 25 equals 36. Now we treat this as its own. So then this is t squared plus 10t plus 25. Let's equate that to 0 first. So then what are the factors of 25? I'm going to go straight to the answer key. So 5 and 5. So now that becomes t plus 5 times t plus 5 is equal to 0. So these are just the same. So the goal of this is to make this two sets of terms here to be the same so that you can just make it a square. So now step 3, we end up with t plus 5 square is equal to 36. Now you can extract the square root. So t plus 5 is equal to plus and minus 6. Then that means t plus 5 equals 6 minus 5 minus 5. T equals 1. And then t plus 5 equals negative 6 minus 5 minus 5. T equals negative 11. So your two solutions are t equals 1 and t equals negative 11. Okay? Then next one. Now kids, if you have also some classmates who are struggling with their work, show them my video. I mean, murag maglisod jud in town ang classmates nga walay ilahang tutor ani nga lesson kids. Okay? So, share the video to your classmates. Haron makatabang sad ta nila. Alright, so let's do the next one. X squared plus 14x is equal to 32. Alright, so now they put it already in that form. So step 1 is already done. So now step 2, what is the half of 14? It's 7. 7 times 7 is 49. So now we have x squared plus 14x plus 49 equals 32 plus 49. Alright, so sorry. That's supposed to be green to show you. Alright, so now you end up with x squared plus 14x plus 49 is equal to 81. Alright? Now, what are the factors of 49 that will add up to 14? That would be 7 and 7. So, your factors here would be x plus 7, x plus 7. So now you end up with x plus 7 squared equals 81. Alright? Take the square root. X plus 7 equals plus and minus 9. So you have two answers. X plus 7 equals 9. And the x plus 7 equals negative 9. And then let's solve it. Minus 7, So x equals 2 is one of the solution. X equals negative 16 is also another solution. Okay, last one on this page would be x squared minus 5x equals 0. So again, step 1 is we move the constant to the other side. So plus 6 is equal to 6. Alright, now in this case, Keith, the 5 is, when you do half of 5 is 2.5. So if you don't get a whole number as half of the coefficient of the middle term, that means that strategy will no longer work. So now I'm going to save this. Save for the next strategy. Oh, wait. You know what? We can even use the first strategy on this case. All right, so let's leave it as it is right here. X squared. I want to make sure that we keep on doing our checklist. Okay, first checklist. Can I do extracting square root? No, I have a middle term. Second strategy, can I use my zero property? Let's check. What are the factors of 6? 6 and 1. Look, my 6 and 1 can be combined to give me negative 5. So this is negative 5. I'll make this negative. So now I have x minus 6 and then x plus 1 equals 0. So now your solutions are x equals 6 and x equals negative 1. So no need to do the completing the square on that one. The zero property would work already. So x equals 6, x equals negative 1. All right? So now we do have a problem that I said we'll go back to later. So let's check on that one if we can already solve that problem, Keith. Then I'll stop the video, then we can do another one. All right. I don't think we can solve that yet. So we'll get back to that later. All right, so I'll stop the video so we can do another set of video because it's already 22 minutes.